Hello and welcome to Group 19 grid map video presentation on the Wailea settlement. These are group members, names and student ID, as we do improvise by inserting images in front of our names and ID. The presentation will be arranged according to the names as follows for the main points for the body. Here is the Wailea settlement map that we have selected for the presentation, and the following are the points that we will be discussed that the map contributes to the formalizing boundaries and data analysis. First point was discussed about the average area. Calculating the average area was following the sum of 121 area, total of 121 area, that is 5,860.86 divided by the mapped area, which is the 121, that's equals to 48.47. The average area the average area means if the Wailea settlement is planned accordingly, each individual household or each individual area should be obtain a per head of 48.47 average areas per individual. As seen that Wailea settlement is informal, that some individual areas are overthrowing the others. Therefore, it is good if the planning schemes obtainable for each individual to obtain a 48.47 for each area.
Okay, in point 2, from the map, there is only one road pathway through Wailea settlement. As we can see, the road is very narrow and lack of proper road access within the settlement. Lack of proper road access among the dwellings can lead to trespassing of people boundaries, which can contribute to arguments. Lack of proper road access also make it difficult for the establishment of fire hydrants between the houses, because if there is a fire explosion in the settlement, fire trucks cannot able to reach the house in the back of the area because of poor spacing and road access. Therefore, scheme plan should plan and create more road towards the settlement, for example from the back of the settlement or side of the industry, to avoid poor road access. Also, planning is very important because important for development to take place in order for a well-development settlement.
In point 3, the maps depicts people's standard of living that reflects their income level. Within the Wailea settlement, the standard of living depends on the level of income that people earn. Those with primary education earn low income that range from 0 to 5,000, which made it difficult for them to have their own water, electricity, and proper sanitation. However, those with secondary education earn higher amount of money than primary learners, that ranges from 5,000 to 10,000 and 10,000 to 15,000, which assists them to own and also shared water and electricity. Higher learners have a well standard of living because their income can afford them to have their own water, electricity, and have a proper sanitation. Therefore, income people earn determines their standard of living within Wailea settlement.
For point 4, buildings are too close as the map shows some polygons are joined. Now, ever since the competition for space because of the cause of pull and push factors from urban and rural areas, which result in Wailea settlement unproperly planned, thus does not follow does not follow the urban planning scheme. Therefore, the map clearly shows that how the polygons are closed. This means buildings are densely populated, which they are very close to each other. Boundaries are not clearly identified, and this will lead to conflicts. And the other one, it will lead to high risk of getting contact with each other as the rising of the COVID-19. So the COVID-19 will affect everyone in the area because of the overcrowding.
Point 5. Sadly, seen many areas are also in conflicted due to competition for space. As you can see from the map, there is no equal spacing between all the households in every cluster. Houses were densely populated and were built unplanned. According to the data record provided, 21 households out of the 121 households are under conflict ownership type. Hence, this means that 21 household is not properly planned following the classes between them of a space. This unequal space in area have created conflicts among them as the property data vividly outlined. Thus, Wailea settlement is really an informal settlement defined.
For our final point, point 6, there will be continue or rise on informal buildings by the newly arrivals. This is the issue that we uncover here, and mainly those who are responsible take no action about it. In addition, people will still continue building in Wailea settlement. There will be an increase in the population there. This will create health and social unwanted issues, for instance, crime and spread of disease, high risk of disaster, for example, fire, informal land tenure, confrontation over land space or area, and this will keep the dwellers in a high risk trap, which is thus responsible authorities are needed here to take action on what is suitable for Wailea settlement.
In conclusion, it is vividly so that informal settlement for Wailea area can lead to a rise of urbanization. This is because some areas are not clearly identified for the lack of proper planning and management of buildings, and then the high risk of getting the COVID-19 virus as we are in such situation like this. Overall, it would be better if the collaboration means of settlers at Wailea settlement with the government and the regional organization to aid or support by creating the reforms for the betterment of their future generation within that area, to avoid any misled land tenure means or other means that will cause issue within the settlement. Thus, responsible authority, government, and other organizations, plus the individuals at the Wailea settlement do combine work together to evade such issues, and then make Wailea settlement a proper formal settlement. Thank you. That's all for our presentation on map Wailea map settlement. Thank you very much.